Good morning. Welcome to Chat and Craft with Lorraine. My name is Lorraine Tierney, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Warner, New Hampshire in the United States. And I love to make cards, I love to share cards, and I love to help other people make cards. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be yours. Just reach out and let me know how I can help. Today is Tuesday, November 19th. It's in the morning, and I don't usually go live at this time of day. I usually go live on Monday evenings and Thursday evenings, but I had grandchildren fun last night. I tried to leave a video to go live, but I ran into trouble making the video. So here I am today doing the live. So hopefully you'll catch this on a replay since this is at an unusual time. We're going to make a rocker card today. So this is a lot of fun. Let me switch my cameras over. Let's see, that didn't work for some reason. Let's try it again. There we go. And I'm going to go a little bigger like that. So you let me know how that works. And hopefully you can hear me. If somebody can just say, yep, I can hear you, that would be wonderful. Because when I take out one camera, I always wonder that I'm going to lose things. So this is what the rocker card looks like. I'm using the Deckled Circles dies. Let me show you which ones I'm using. I'm going with the third largest one is the big circle. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the eighth largest, eighth from the outside, is a smaller circle that we're using. So the first thing, and then we're going to use the Decorative Trees dies and one of the stamps from the Decorative Trees. So the first thing we're going to do is score this circle in half. So let me do that. It's about 5 inches wide, and you have to bear in mind that you want this card to fit in an envelope as you make it. So I didn't want to go too much wider than that, and you have to watch where you add on your smaller circle so that it's not too tall for your envelope. Okay? So that's just something to bear in mind. So this is about 5 inches. So I'm going to score it in half at 2.5. Okay. And then we're going to add a little color to this circle. I'm going to give it a good burnish. There you go. And we're going to use a blending brush and some pretty peacock ink. And I'm going to do some blending. And I always tap off my blending brush to get some of that really dark stuff off first. And then I'll start on my scrap paper and move on to my cardstock. Okay. So, and I'm going to go lightly at first. I don't want this to be as dark as my cardstock, but I do want it to have some color. And the more I go over it, the more it will fill in and smooth out a bit. And I just want a little bit more over here. All right, so I think that might be enough color. We can always add if it doesn't seem like enough, but let's take a look at that. Yeah, I think that will be good. Just a hint of color there. I may get just a little bit more on the very edge to help define that edge. I got a little ink on the back. All right, and then on the back, before we do our stamping, I'm going to look for my eraser because I just got a smudge there. I'm going to put another sentiment on the back. This is going to be the equivalent of the inside of my card. So I'm going to grab my Greetings of the Season stamp set. And let's see, I'm going to put May Your Days Be Merry on the front. And I think I will put Love and Joy on the, what's the inside of this one. There's not a lot of room for a huge sentiment. So we'll just put Love and Joy, and then you can sign your name or write a note. Okay. I'm going to put it a little bit to one side. Love and joy. Okay. There we go. All right. So now we are going to build our focal point. So I used the big outline die to cut a pretty peacock tree and a lost lagoon tree. And then I used these two detail dies to cut a piece of the Seasons of Elegance paper. This is a beautiful peacock and gold paper on one side and just the peacock on the other. And then it has other colors in this pack too. It has red, it has mossy meadow, it has basic beige, and it has both old olive and mossy meadow. So it's beautiful, beautiful paper. So these you can see are smaller than the outline trees. So we'll have to trim our trees a little bit. And I never remember to use my adhesive sheets before I cut this out. So I'll show you how I deal with that. I could just put dots of some glue on the back of this. This one has a few places I could put the glue, but it also has like cuts in it, and I'm afraid the glue will stick out. So I'm going to use my silicone mat and a puddle of glue, and this is a glue sponge. You can tell it's a glue sponge because it's got things stuck to it. Hey, Sue. So I'm going to use this to just dab some glue on the back of this die cut. And the glue, when it dries, it just rubs off the silicone mat. You can wash it, but you really don't need to. So now I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to put this on the lighter tree, the Lost Lagoon tree. And it fits on there very nicely. I'm going to let that dry and then I'll trim that. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. As you can see, this one is, oh, it's really hard to see that. Let's see. This one is really thin, so it would be really hard to get glue on that. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I don't put it in the other glue because I don't want it to get sticky. I just move it to a clean spot on my mat. And I dab it with some glue. Okay, let's get that out of the way. And I'll put this one on the pretty peacock tree, which pretty peacock is such a pretty color. There we go. All right, so now we need to trim these a little bit because they're too big. Hi, Shelley. Thanks for catching me, you guys, at this odd time. There's one. And here's the other. We're making a rocker card today. Have you ever made a rocker card? I think these look like somebody's boots under a skirt or something. I don't know. It's kind of funny. All right. So we're going to put these on this circle, and I have embossed this circle with the Fern 3D embossing folder. It's one of my favorites. So I think I'm going to put these on just like that. This one's going to go flat. So I'll just put some glue on that one. And this one I'm going to pop up with some dimensionals. Whoops. I've got one stuck underneath there. There we go. Let's see. I think I can put one more. It's overlapping a little bit. I don't really want to put a dimensional where it overlaps because it might be a little too bulky. There we go. Let's get rid of that. And now we're going to put this. Where's my bone folder? Let's give it another. I'm going to put this on our rocker base. And I do want to get it nice and straight. Okay. So now I only want to put glue on the bottom half of this circle. So a way I have found to do that is to take a sticky note and put a sticky note on the part that I don't want glue on. I don't want glue up there. So I take that off and I just put glue down here. Well, let's wipe that on my pants, right? Why not? Okay. So now I'm going to put this on and I will line up that sticky note back there. And that will be where my glue is. And so I don't have any extra glue showing where I don't want it. Hi, Joanne. Thanks for joining me today. We're making a rocker card. So there's the base. There's the focal point on it. Here's our little sentiment on the back. You can write there. I did think at first that you could write on the back of the front, but it would be a little bit lumpy. So I'm not sure how well that would work. Now we're going to put a sentiment from the same Decorative Trees bundle. We're going to do May Your Days Be Merry with our pretty peacock ink on a strip of white. We all have these 1/2-inch strips of white lying around from when we cut our card bases. Oh, Sue, you're so funny. You never got around to it. Well, now you have no excuse. Okay. So I'm going to trim that. And then I'm just going to do a little banner cut. I put a slit down the center. And now I cut from the bottom to the center. And I flip it over and do bottom to the center again. So that's my little banner cut. And I'll put that on with a couple of dimensionals at the end. Got to close this ink up. And I think the center of it will rest on the trees. Okay. And we won't need another dimensional in the middle. There you go. May your days be merry. And I brought over the old olive faux glass dots that I used on this one, but I forgot my pretty peacock bling. So let me just grab that. And there's this petal pink and pretty peacock foiled gems that match this paper just beautifully. It has the same kind of gold sparkling in it. So there's two different sizes. I'm going to do some big and some little, and put a couple of those on. So those are our rocker cards. Which color do you like better? Do you like the old olive and mossy meadow, or do you like the Lost Lagoon with the pretty peacock? I think those will be so much fun to send, and they do rock a little. This one, remember, I was thinking you would write in this part or in this part, so I colored the back of this one, but I think it's better to just color half of it and put your sentiment on the back like that. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me switch my camera view again. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you'll give this rocker card a try. It's really pretty quick and easy. It's not hard to make, and I think people will be really surprised and love it when they open it. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment. I'm happy to answer them, and if I can help you make cards at home, I would love to do that. All right. Thanks very much. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Bye-bye.